What's up, guys? Key Trades. Today is August 19th. Happy Monday, and we're going to go over our 1 for 2 day. Right, first thing first, right, testimonials. We had a trader take the nice dub with us. Right, 1 for 2 day. We took a loss, took a win, 2 to 1, made it back. Nice little 165 profit on the funded. Very beautiful stuff. But coming into my pre-market plan, right, I said we have swept lower and found buying and broke structure on the 15, currently in the 1 hour. Right, so we could find strong buyers above 19,640. I see 19,688. And then 19,718, 19,753, right? And I note leaning bullish, but let's see what the market happens, right? So I end up being right today on my bias, right? But I pretty much trade without a bias, right? So zooming in on the 1 hour, right? Like I said, right? I said we've swept lower, right, from pre-market, and we found buying, right? On the 15, as I'm looking at, right? We started to find buying the upside. This is where the market started to open, so we started to find buying, right? Targets very simple, right? The play point was this 1 hour fair value up here. That's why I said I want to see buying above 640, right? Why do I want to see buying above the 640 level? That just means we found buying through the 1 hour fair value gap bearish, right? Target's very simple. I called for, right, 688, which is just the pre-market weekly candle high. And then zooming out, I had, targets higher 718, 19, 753, right? And that's just, highs resting here, highs resting here as well. Just 1 hour targets, and then you also have to fill the 1 hour above, and plenty targets higher. But structure for the setup, right? Short targets would be this low, and then draw to the daily. So here is my full pre-market plan. Here's my areas of interest. I'm leaning bullish. Right, so let's go into our loss real quick. Right, our loss, I'm not upset about it, right? Coming on the 5-minute time frame, right? We came into the 1 hour, and then what do? Right? Accumulation, upside manipulation, broke structure, right? Classic model on the 15-minute. Right, we have a bullish fair value up here. Wick to wick, right? We inverse it and respect it, and then we start to do what? Trail lower. And as we trail lower, we're doing what? Respecting bearish fair value gaps, and then we finally got out of this choppy area. We crack structure here, right? So I see clear sell model come in, right? Usually I'll wait for what, a 5-minute fair value gap, and then trade back into it, respect, and then continuation. We just never got that, right? But I was comfortable giving it a shot as we equal load my first price target, right? So I was likely, right, this 2 sell side lows, I was likely saying, right, if we're looking efficiently, we're going to respect and rip down. So I ended up playing a small position, right, 50% of my side at this fair value gap. I just want to see if we have quick delivery straight down to these points, right? Ended up being a very choppy day and a very, tough action. So I stopped out of here for about a 13-point loss, and totally fine, right? This was a great model. We had SMT at the highs. We broke 5-minute structure, right? Everything makes sense to run this low. And then we ended up doing that, right? We ended up chopping around a bit, right? Chopping around, and then we delivered to my target. Totally fine, right? It happens in choppy and slow markets, right? I can execute my A+, but if the market doesn't want to deliver when I want it to deliver, I can't control that. But I put on a great setup, tight risk, 50% of my size. I just no news Monday as we're coming into the session a bit early. Totally fine with that. Right, and then we just stay disciplined, right? Why did I stay so disciplined? Is because, right, the market started chopping, so I said, you know what? Let's wait for a move outside of this range, right? So I drew my box out, right? Consolidation range, and then we got our manipulation move, sell side sweep of these lows, manipulation. So I know minimum, right? If this is a manipulation, then we're gonna run for the highs. Boom. Price points, right? And then where's my point of interest? Very simple. We start buying through these fair value gaps. But that's just not enough for me because we're inside this choppy range, number one. And number two, the market action isn't great. Any other day, yes, I would put the inverse or the bullish setup there. But I said, let's get 5-minute structure first. Right, only thing missing for this A+ setup is a 5-minute break of structure, but we have a inverse fair value gap here stacked on a bullish fair value gap, right? So what I look for market to trade back into that level and find buying, right? So end up sweeping out internal lows, found buying, right? And what I look for a bearish to get inversed or a bullish to form. Today we broke structure here, bullish fair value gap forms, and stop at the wick low, right? Targets, very simple. 20 points, then 26 points. Bam. Right, proof of fills are posted on IG. Right, I ended up setting my limit here, setting my contracts here. Right, I added one more contract, so I took a loss at smaller size. I took a win at a little bit bigger size, and I took a 13-point loss to make what? 26. 2-to-1 risk to reward. And that's all she wrote today. A great quality setup, right? If I was in more contracts, I would, leave runners and definitely catch a nice piece of this move, maybe up to 50 points. But for the fact that I was in about maybe 60, 70% of my size and I just took a loss, the market was slow. Totally fine with putting a bit more risk on, taking contracts off here, and a great setup and a great winning day. All right, but that's going to conclude it. Here is the A+ buy model in choppy action, right? Wait for a move outside of the range. Either it'll be a breaker structure and will displace with sellers, or will do what? Manipulate, and the choppy range high is the hunt. It'll either do this or, right, this. Why did I want this? What did I say in my pre-market, right? I said I'm leaning bullish. Why am I leaning bullish? Higher time frames, we're all bullish, right? Higher time frame, bullish, clear uptrend. We have draws to fill and balances higher. So that's what I got there. But that's going to be it. A little simple setup. Nice way to start off the week green. Going to continue to kill it. Thank you guys for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment. Be sure to subscribe. And I'll catch you guys in the next one.